month and a half, having defeated Bad Attitude in a very controversial match in Nashville, Tennessee, literally about a month and a half ago. And that's apparently something that's been sticking in the craw of Bad Attitude ever since. And Attitude, I don't believe they've gotten their opportunity for the rematch until this evening. And tonight, this is your main event, and what a main event it is, as it's all for all the tag team marbles. That is the NWA World Tag Team Championship.
And I don't think two finer tag teams exist. Christian York and Joey Matthews, the exemplary young wrestlers. They are here. They are here to make a name for themselves. They have done it. They're the NWA World Tag Team Champions and two of the finest young athletes you'll ever see.
Well, I think they are beyond making a name for themselves, Dan. I mean, I understand a name for yourself here at Wildside because we have not seen here York and Matthews here in the rings of NWA Wildside. But we're seeing them here tonight, and boy, what an auspicious debut it is, having the World Tag Champs here facing the previous World Tag Champs.
And I have said it many times before, and you cannot like their attitudes, you cannot like the way they carry themselves, their arrogance. However, Bad Attitude, Rick Michaels and David Young could very well be the best tag team in the world today.
But you have to have the tag belts around your waist to prove that.
Well, anybody can be beaten on a given day, and like you said, there was controversy revolving in that ladder match. I'm taking nothing away from Joey Matthews and Christian York. They are two of the finest young athletes in the world, but the Bad Attitude is the real deal.
Wow. Did they pay you to say that? No, frankly, I mean, I'm not going to argue the point. The Bad Attitude, awe-inspiring tag team. Matter of fact, I think they are the textbook example of incredible tag team wrestling here at Wildside. But there's a reason why Joey Matthews and Christian York are the World Tag Champs, and we're about to find out why.
Definitely. You know, Joey Matthews and Christian York, formerly of the Extreme Championship Wrestling here, as well as you.
Been there, done that, and I didn't even get a T-shirt. But that's beside the point. The hell with a T-shirt when you have World Tag titles at risk. T-shirt seems sort of immaterial, don't you think?
Joey Matthews, he calls himself the future in the ring now with Rick Michaels. Side headlock applied by Michaels, and he's wrenching it in very tight. Joey Matthews trying to break the hold and does. No, he doesn't.
Hands full of hair and very blatant by doing so. You would think Speedy Nelson might ask Rick Michaels to break the hold, but obviously showing a lot of leniency here since so much is on the line. Just as well, I think.
Get Matthews down, up and over goes Rick Michaels. Rick Michaels up and over him again, crisscrossing Joey Matthews. Look at him hanging onto the ropes, and Rick Michaels just keeps on going.
Oh, no, I don't think he's going anymore. And unlike that damn rabbit, he took a licking. Oh, there's a little bit of ticking left, and Rick Michaels, so much that with an elbow from Joey Matthews hits the chin of Michaels, and Michaels is seething.
Rick Michaels tag into David Young, the man they say that has the most devastating spine buster in the sport today.
I'll agree with that one.
David Young, Rick Michaels, you know, I would compare them to the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, the Midnight Express. They are in that league.
That's high praise indeed. We're talking about some tag teams from actually a bygone era. We're talking about tag teams, though, that wrote the book when it comes to tag team wrestling. And in many of the same ways and in many other different ways, Rick Michaels and David Young are rewriting a book on their own.
Tag made to the young, athletic, blonde Christian York. These two actually very difficult to tell apart other than their hair. They have very similar facial features, very similar builds, and a tremendous young tag team. They're the blonde hair Christian York, collar and elbow tie-up with David Young. This should be interesting.
You know, it certainly is. Now, we're not going to see any surprise pins here. We're talking about two tag teams who literally, I would think, have seen every surprise that pro wrestling has to offer, especially when it comes to, you know, surprise pins and incredible offensive moves coming out of nowhere. They have literally seen it all. Now we have an hour-long time limit on this match. I might point out, too, that should time expire in this TV program, we will see the remainder of this match definitely here on NWA Wildside the following week, and that's a promise.
Yes, Wildside always delivers. York and Matthews, double Russian leg sweep, back buddy drop. There's the Russian leg sweep they were looking for. What double team maneuvers, what double team tactics by York and Matthews.
Rick Michaels into the corner, David Young into the corner. Both members of Bad Attitude hanging upside down.
Oh my goodness.
What do you call that?
That's the crotch heel stomp.
You're so subtle, Dan. Following this crotch heel stomp, we'll be back with more of this incredible NWA Tag Team Championship action here on Wildside right after. Whoa, hang on a second.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome back to NWA Wildside. Good thing you're here, guys. Oh, heavens. David Young thrown right into the laps of the sign, guys, and there's quite a lot of lap there. So I guess that David Young had a soft landing.
Well, Rick Michaels there now joining his tag team partner in the same shallow grave. Christian York and Joey Matthews on fire here. The World Tag Team Champions. This is for all the marbles. The NWA World Tag Team Championships. The historic titles. And now York and Matthews in control.
That they are. I'm surprised that Rick Michaels and David Young are having it handed to them quite to the extent that they are here. What's York Matthews have planned here?
Oh, double team maneuvers. And plenty of them. And a senton there by Christian York. York and Matthews really taking it to Bad Attitude.
The back of Christian York right against the prone body of Rick Michaels. Joey Matthews on top for the pin. Michaels able to kick out.
David Young waiting anxiously on the apron there for the tag. And Joey Matthews has an armbar on Rick Michaels. This matchup has been all we thought it would be and more, and we're about 5 minutes into it.
Yeah, that's right. The evening is young. 5 minutes into potentially 60-minute match if these guys go the length of time that we're allowing them to. And it's nice to see that when the tag titles are on the line, when any tag titles are on the line, give the guys plenty of time to strut their stuff. Unlike the junior heavyweight title match we saw early on, which was only 10 minutes and could probably have gone an hour itself.
Oh, Rick Michaels caught him in a variation of the Death Valley Driver there by Rick Michaels. He could be getting a pinfall here if he would make the cover.
Michaels is still dizzy from the punishment that both Michaels and York have dished out to both members of Bad Attitude. But now Michaels is on top, but they're still fighting at a very game Joey Matthews.
Tag made it to David Young. And David Young deceptively agile, actually. You know, he's a bulky guy. And there you see it, a frog splash. David Young possesses a devastating moonsault in his arsenal that if he uncorks it, there's trouble.
That's true. Looks like we have a number of Bad Attitude fans out in the crowd. Of course, the number is 3, but you know where I'm coming from there.
Oh, hell, they're the 3 loudest people in the building.
Yeah, and one of them has a megaphone. Oh, had a megaphone, that's right.
Irish whip by David Young. Off the ropes comes Joey Matthews. He ducks a clothesline. Power slam!
The power of David Young is evident with that amazing power slam that hit its mark. Down goes Joey Matthews. David Young knows that Matthews is not right for the pin quite yet, but now Bad Attitude in for a brief double team work on Matthews. Double drop toe hold. Matthews goes face first in the mat.
Michaels and Young off the ropes, coming back, double elbow over the length of the arms there.
With a little bit of a do-si-do for those of us here in the rural South, where we are.
Joey the Future Matthews in a lot of trouble here. Bad Attitude now slowing this match up down to their pace. Bad Attitude likes to wear you down bit by bit and then nail you with those high-impact maneuvers there to polish you off. And where York and Matthews likes to go balls to the wall, 100% of the time.
That's true. We're talking about the passion of their craft. Like Christian York in the corner, wanting to get involved in this match. Referee Speedy Nelson says, and that gives Bad Attitude the perfect opportunity to double team on Joey Matthews in their corner.
Tag made into David Young. Now Bad Attitude using the double team tactics once again. That's what's effective, or maybe not.
Double DDT from Joey Matthews on both members of Bad Attitude. Attitude seems to be more stunned than hurt. Didn't expect that out of Matthews. I sure didn't.
Well, the old feather in the cap backfired for Bad Attitude there. And going for double team maneuver, it was Joey Matthews caught him with a DDT, but Christian York is trying to get in and help his partner, and he's hurting him nonetheless.
Christian York needs to find when his opportunities do lie, and getting involved right now is only hurting his own tag team partner. He needs to realize that. If he doesn't realize that, those tag titles could switch hands to the welcome hands of Bad Attitude.
Rick Michaels and David Young now. Rick Michaels on the outside, David Young in the ring, working over young Joey the Future Matthews. tag made, and Rick Michaels, the man who calls himself the Chosen One, is a founder of NCW, one of the leading men in the revolution of NCW in the mid-90s. Sunset flip by Joey Matthews. Michaels hangs on. Christian York looks like he's going to come over for the assist, and he does.
An assist that works. Perhaps down for the pin. Oh, not quite. Rick Michaels charging in with a lariat. Down goes Matthews. Christian York well rested in the corner, wants to get in the worst way, but Matthews has taken lots of punishment. Hell, if Bad Attitude keeps this up, they're the next tag champs.
Oh, definitely. York and Matthews and Bad Attitude right here, folks. If you're just tuned in, this is the pinnacle. This is the best it's going to get. This is what everybody came to see. Neckbreaker by Joey Matthews. The World Tag Team titles on the line right here, Steven.
All the marbles, as the old expression goes. Matthews trying to get fired up. Rick Michaels hurting. After some incredible defensive work from Matthews. Oh, Matthews not 6 inches away from a tag. Young in for the fist to the head of Christian York. And now a low blow from Young. The referee, Speedy Nelson, is actually going to allow it.
Well, referee Speedy Nelson, I've noticed one thing. He doesn't like to get in between wrestlers. And if he does, he usually gets hurt.
Of course, because he's 80 pounds.
He's allowing the low blow to go here. Because we know we talk about the lax rules there in Wildside. David Young just felt those lax rules right upside his testicles.
Good call, Dan. Now Christian York tagged in legally, opening up fists of fire on both members of Bad Attitude. Down goes Young. Down goes Michaels. Crowd is up.
Irish whip reversal there. A pump-up springboard elbow drop by Christian York. What a matchup we're seeing here, Steven.
It's for the NWA World Tag Titles. Could well be, but both Christian York and David Young are in the way. Whoa! Spine buster from David Young.
And there's the frog splash from Rick Michaels.
And it connects. We have new NWA World Tag Champions, and it's the old champs, Bad Attitude.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, new NWA World Tag Team Champions, Rick Michaels and David Young, Bad Attitude.
Yes, the belts were involved. Yes, it involved the referee being knocked out. Yes, it involved confusion. Yes, it involved NWA Vice President Bill Behrens getting involved in that match to restart it. But ultimately, it was Bad Attitude, Rick Michaels and David Young regaining their NWA World Tag Champs against an amazing tag team of Joey Matthews and Christian York, who will be getting their rematch, I imagine, very soon. Don't you agree, Dan?
Oh, yes, definitely. Bad Attitude now 2-time NWA World Tag Team Champions, defeating York and Matthews. Like you said, I'm sure a rematch is coming up soon, whether it be here in Cornelia or in Nashville, somewhere in the NWA. These two teams are going to meet again.